Hey, welcome to a really cool episode this time around because I'm in the heart of Osaka City. This is the Namba area and we are just about to shoot this sick Ferrari 360 Modena that you see here amongst a bunch of girls trying to invite people into maid cafes. We are in that type of area, but mainly because the cars always end up looking so good when we put them in neighborhoods like this here in Japan. So the cool thing about this Ferrari 360 is that it basically replicates a Challenge Stradale look, or rather the race car version of the 360. The owner actually does use this in anger on track, but then again, of course, it has a number plate. And the cool thing about this car is that it rides on TE37s. Of course, these are the signature wheels of Japan. Like anytime you see a car in Japan on TE37s, it just screams Japan, and that of course is especially true for imported cars. Once you see an import car on TE37, it just looks so much better, in my opinion. And the 360 Modena is very much the perfect example. And behind those iconic race wheels are some gigantic AP Racing race calipers front and back. You got massive 6 spots up here, and the rotors really do fill up those wheels. And of course, being a mid-engine car, the braking is up to par at the back as well. I mean, this thing is just aggressive as hell. I do love the front bumper here. As you can see, it has all the kind of race look intakes, and of course exhausts, and of course that contrasting front spoiler in black. Really is something absolutely crazy. Got carbon fiber mirrors here, bride seats, or should I say brido. All right, so the plan for today is that just after we've done the shooting part here on this location, we're going to take the car for a drive and maybe hit up another iconic location here in Osaka, and of course do some driving, because we got to hear this in action, and I think you'll be surprised just how loud this thing is. Of course, no surprise, people gather when you park something like this on the streets of Osaka. It definitely does attract attention. As you can see, even the tourists are indulging in a bit of photography. But next up, we go to another place. But before we do that, I'm going to stand right back here and get a good listen at this Powercraft exhaust, because it sounds pretty mental. All right, it's time for a drive now. So we are gonna leave Namba area and head into the highway network here in Osaka, and we're gonna hit up Nakajima parking area so we can kind of have a closer look at the details and make this car very unique, very special, and hopefully a little bit brighter so we can actually kind of nerd out on the details. compete with the Ferrari sound.
一番ね改造一番この車で自慢したいところはこの AP レーシングのキャリパー。
あれレースの。
そうです。これ一応レース用の液冷キャリパー。
だからパッドはめっちゃ太い。
そうです。それがついてます。それがもう一番の売りですね。あとはもう別にエンジンもノーマルやし、あと GT ウイングと羽とあと T37 やね、はい、T37 が一番かっこいいかなと、シビックっぽい走り屋っぽいかなと、
はいはい、この車の前もちろんシビック乗った。
乗ってました。はい、ずっとシビック乗ってたんで、37がもともと好きやったんで、これ車買う前にたまたまオークションで中古で見つけて、車来る前に買ってました。ホイールも抱えてで車買いに行きました。
この車今年からまたサーキット使うかな。
そうですね。一応7年前ぐらいにちょっと走ってたんですけど、そっからしばらくいろいろあって休憩して、でちょっともう今年の秋ぐらいから、はい、一応タイムアタックをできたらいいなみたいな感じでちょっと今車ガチャガチャやったんでちょっと仕上げていってます、はい、今ちょっとずつ。
タイムアタック、
一応サーキットオンリーやけども街乗りもしたいと、街乗りできんような車で街乗りするのが楽しいんで。あ
と僕のちょっと一番面白いエグゾーストめっちゃうるさい。エグゾーストは何ですか？
これはパワークラフトついてます。
パワークラフト、フルコンプリートみたい。
エキゾーストマニホールドから先が全部変わってますね。
じゃあカタライザーなし？
もうキャタライザーもなしです。
だからいい音で、
なしでって感じですね。もうマフラーはねやっぱ直感が一番ええ音するんで。そうなんです。あとブリットのフルバケとかその辺つけてるのと、
バケット
ですね。バケットもこれあえて古いやつ、今の現行じゃなくて1世代2世代前ぐらいのカーボンケブラーの見た目が好きなんでそれ使ってます。
かっこいいね。
はい、
あと助手席も
同じケブラー柄のセミバケット
セミバケット
つけてますね。それはもうこだわりですね。もう今の新型のブリットのシートもかっこいいんですけど、カーボンケブラー、ケブラーがかっこいいんで
昔のみたい。
そうです。ケブラーにしてますね。あえてそこは。
最後の質問は、何一番好き360？
360の一番好きなところはフロントの真ん中にダクトがないところ、両サイドにダクトあるところ、これが一番かっこいいです。で前何もついてないでしょ。そうですね、つけたくないつけなダメやけど、そこが一番360のかっこいいところです。430も一緒ですけどね、360、430とかも真ん中にダクトがない、これが一番かっこいいですね。
この車もうちょっとチューニングしたい？このままは終わったみたい？
いやあとでも見た目だけで言ったら、あとこのディフューザー、下に車外のディフューザーを来月ぐらいにもう発注してつけようかなと。でつけて、あとはもう細かいところメンテナンスして、あとはもう走り込むレース、
セントラルサーキット。
セントラルちょっとタイムアタックっていうか、シビックも速いけど、国産のスポーツカーぐらいのタイムは出したいなとっていうのが目標ですね。
かっこいいですね。
あくまで走り屋やってたからこんなんなってるっていうのが売りですね、僕の。
じゃあありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
to do the Osaka Kanjo, I'll tell you that much. We're actually following a yellow S2000. arrived at Nakajima parking area. We're gonna park up and walk outside and take a closer look at the car and all the details that make it special. So there you have it, the beast. What a machine, what a sound. Holy crap, that Powercraft exhaust is out of control. It really does make a difference when you change an exhaust on these things. There you go, Powercraft, full action. All right, I think we are gonna kill the engine and let our ears kind of work again. Wow. So I think what really makes this car look so sick is the Fabris front bumper without that center intake, kind of going for that challenge race car look, and you know, the contrasting vents and the built-in lip. It just adds so much aggression to the car. Some aftermarket mirrors too, carbon fiber of course, and the rear GT wing, possibly the most Japanese touch you could ever do to a car. So now that I'm actually beginning to get the use of my ears back, I just wanted to kind of talk through some of the cool things that the owner told me about this car, and it's basically that it reminds him of the Honda Beat that he used to run back in the day. That of course was also a mid-engine car, but basically he said the Ferrari 360 really does feel like a grown-up Beat, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's very light, it's very noisy, as is the Beat if you put an exhaust like he did. And of course, you know, being mid-engined, it has the same kind of weight distribution and feel through the corners, and he just loves that about this car. So before he actually had the 360, he was running an S2000, and you know, that car too is something that he really loved to drive. It was very much kind of very specific car to drive, and I think the 360 really followed suit with that. And you know, before the Civic and the Beat, he's always enjoyed really interesting cars when it comes to handling, but again, it's always the sound that we come down to. Like, he's always mentioning that the best thing about this car is that it literally sounds like an F1 car. And you know, lapping the Kanjo with this thing, which kind of blew my mind. I've done the Kanjo with Civics, with Miura-san in his old DF, and but to do it with a car like this just kind of made it even more special. The cool thing is that, I mean, the 360 is a fast sports car, obviously, but it's not modern fast. It has 400 horsepower thereabouts, and it just makes a hell of a lot of noise. So it actually makes you feel like you're going 10 times faster than you actually are. But then, you know, he's actually fitted challenge race car suspension to the car, so it sits nice and low, and it really is really super planted through the corners. S tires all around, and it just feels like an amazing car to kind of play around with at night here in Osaka. Okay, the coolest thing, of course, is the fact that he's gone for some Briddo seats. It's a semi-bucket, reclinable for the passenger side, as you can see. So this is a carbon Kevlar item, but the cool thing is on the driver's side is an older Briddo from back in the day when they still used to be made out of carbon Kevlar, and he really liked the fact that, of course, it fits in with the whole vintage of the car and the feel that he's going for. Okay, so from the driver perspective, there's an OMP Superleggera steering wheel, of course the Bride bucket seats, and of course the manual shifter there with a titanium shift knob on top. And you probably heard while we were driving the clickety-clack of the lever going through the gate. The best experience you can have in a car, Ferrari gated shifter. So the cool thing is, right, as we were just about to leave, this Maserati club just pulled in and started parking up next to the Ferrari. There's a couple of Ghiblis, a couple of 3200 GTs. It's so Osaka style. Like, we do not get this in Tokyo. This is super, super cool. This one's like wrapped in some like matte orange. Everybody of course is running aftermarket exhaust, slammed down on some aftermarket wheels. And they basically surrounded the 360. So cool. Look at this lineup, guys. This one has the tricolore on the grill. Oh yes. That's so crazy. I would have never expected this. What a great end to a great night in Osaka. This place rocks, man. Tokyo, I'm sorry guys, it's just getting boring. Too much police attention, and people are just like scared to do anything with their cars. Whether these guys out here enjoying it without being disturbed. This is the life, guys. Super, super sick.